So, Hollow is the orange Protoss. Top left. PluS, still brown Zerg, bottom right, who has voluntarily agreed to take a 1-game deficit in this series. That's not fine, man. It's 1 game down. Don't worry about it. Just fucking Hydra bust the shit out of him now. Or do whatever Zergs do to be super unfair in every mashup. Yo, I'm actually never going to play in the A to E tour. Because all the games are on Saturdays. What Saturday am I not casting? Like, when I signed up, I really didn't think that through. So, yeah. I'm just gonna be on the team, and then when we inevitably win, I'm gonna try to argue that I should get $20. Despite the fact it did nothing. Pretty much how it's gonna work. It's like, no, fuck that. Doty, I understand Doty went fucking 7-1. Don't give a shit. We deserve the same amount of money. Alright. So, looks like both players are settling into more normal builds. PluS with 9 pool, no speed, or at least not at first. Hollow went Forged Cannon before scouting out his opponent. So playing it a bit safe, but the safety is going to pay off. Alright. Hollow's not going to be able to make a tight wall. Like, he can't reach a gateway this far. He doesn't have the pylon extension to get one here. So, it's just not going to be tight. If he puts it here, then there's a gap on the side and a gap down the middle. He can't put the gateway on top of the forge in any way. Could be a little problematic, depending on how quickly PluS wants to get some Zerglings out. Does have 6, and immediately going and trying to be offensive with it. Wait, is it 6 or 8? It is 8, because there are 2 more over here. So 8 Zerglings out, plus... Whoa. He really does have the... I did not know he'd have the pylon reach to get one here. That doesn't look right. Like, that does not look like a pylon should be able to power that far. Okay, then. Alright. So, hole in the middle. Oh, that's not tight. Okay. So, cool. I was right about it not being tight in the beginning. And PluS is going to get a run by. 8 go in, 2 come out. And why are you attacking the assimilator? That seems like a pretty bad thing to be attacking. Anyway, only one's at Ling here, so this probe is going to chase the Lig around. It already has 1 kill. This is going to be a 2-kill probe in the end. I'm actually kind of surprised. Forge is usually a very tight building, so I'm surprised that there was a gap on this side. Alright.
Wow, fish went down?
Yeah. It goes down,
Alright.
It goes down this time every day.
Okay. Didn't knew that.
Anyway, you haven't missed much. Pretty standard ZVZ, except
Okay.
for PluS managed to get a run by. 2 lings lived, no probes killed.
Oh,
And
okay.
now it just got cleaned up.
Is he going for Mutalisk or is it standard build?
Where
Like into going 5-edge Hydra stuff?
it could be either at this point. I mean, the Spire is on the way. He does have a pretty big bank of gas, so it's looking like Mutalisks.
Yeah, it's adding another hatchery right now.
Maybe not.
And maybe another one, yeah, okay.
Okay. So it is going to be 5 hatch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess he just has a little bit extra gas. He must have saved some from not getting Zergling speed. And then he hasn't been able to throw down, or excuse me, he hasn't thrown down the Hydralisk Den yet.
Yeah, Zealot's moving to his third, but won't be able to do much. Since there are already 2 Sunks up. Just moves back in right now. Has killed 1 Overlord. Don't think he will be able to kill a second one since Scourges are out already. Oh, there's a second one flying into his main base. So he will be able to take that one out.
And PluS was actually already supply blocked by the first Overlord, which isn't too common from Zerg players. Now very supply blocked by a full 8. Alright. Hydrogen is done. And it looks like, now that he's not supply blocked anymore, building all drones. Lots and lots of drones. Yo. There are 2 Hydrostuns.
Oh.
Are we going double upgrades on our Hydrolistens?
Which is also a little bit strange that Hollow did a fast 1-0 upgrade but didn't got speed yet and hasn't even started it yet.
Alright. DT does have +1 and is trying to move in. Which doesn't make a huge difference as the drones don't have 1 armor yet. It's going to be too much of a front to really break through.
Yeah.
Mutalisk? 1 Mutalisk? How many Mutalisks are out? There we go. Looks like 6 Mutalisks so far. But already 2 cannons down for Hollow. And 1 cannon at the natural. Not to mention that fast High Templar, so if he just wants to make him into an Archon, he should be pretty safe here. Alright, ooh! Ooh! That was a very nice storm from Hollow there. Because he casted the storm before the Mutalisks were in there, and he just timed that perfectly to pretty much hit the Mutalisks the best he possibly could, unless they were standing still. It was very nice. Aw. I was hoping PluS would be getting simultaneous Hydralisk upgrades.
Yeah, I was watching for that right now as well. I think if Hollow times this attack good now, that could be huge since he got almost got his second upgrade finished. PluS just started his.
I like how he started the Hydralisk upgrade almost as soon as the other one was done, but he started at the other Hydralisk den. Alright.
Now he indeed does move out with that second upgrade being finished.
Ooh, again a pretty good storm. It was a double storm though, which means that he doesn't have a whole lot of energy anymore. But it's good enough to chase the Mutalisks away, and as you can see, all very injured. The highest health ones are just a little bit above half. And Hollow's pushing out with a pretty scary army. How many High Templar? 2 High Templar, neither with enough energy for Storm quite yet. This could be pretty bad for PluS here as he's moving out with these Hydralisks. Does he have Lurker upgrade on the way? Yes, he does, at the other one. I think he might... Nah, he might have had range and Lurker upgrade going at the same time.
Yeah, he had.
Alright.
And he's sniping the last High Templar with his Mutas, so no storms. Yeah, it's just looking at if he sends new High Templars, which is the case. But he doesn't see it, no? Now he should see it and kills it.
Indeed he does. PluS is actually managing to whittle down a much larger army at this point. Hollow seems a little bit confused.
Yeah, he just isn't able at this point, or better say he not managed to save his High Templars, so this is not the best spot to be in. Fighting against such a huge Hydra army without Storm.
Oh, he's going to be pretty successful here as PluS is not moving the Hydralisks. If the Hydralisks just straight up don't move, 1-1 Zealots are just straight up way too strong for them. When you have similar numbers, and especially with the Dragoons in the background. I'm surprised PluS continued to engage there. He did manage to pick off all the, he did manage to pick off all of the Corsairs, as those were kind of just casually thrown away. High Templar, not as good of a storm that time, but still, I mean, it's just continuing to do AoE on all these, keeping them all very weak. But now,
What is confusing? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
But now Hollow's going to be able to get off his attack. Has to deal with a little bit of SimCity. PluS is delayed long enough to get Lurkers, and there is no observer with this army. I don't even know if there's an observatory. Yeah, there is an observatory. So there should be observers somewhere, but oh no. Oh, PluS, with the Lurkers coming in from the back, are going to be able to do so much damage here as Hollow's just forced to run through it. Oh, but he gets a...
Stop.
Oh man, he made that at least somewhat worth it, getting not only 7 Hydralisks, but also hitting a Lurker. Like, that made that not completely terrible.
Yeah.
It was only just really terrible. And still, an excellent move from PluS there, trapping him in. Mutalisks, with so low of health, the Dragoons can actually start to do a little bit of damage to them and get some kills. But PluS is going to survive, as he has a 4th base up. It looks like PluS, using the mastery of his double Hydralisk den build, was able to destroy one of them and not skip a beat in his production, as he does have Hydralisks on the other side, or Hydralisk den on the other side. Pretty slick. Alright. So, what's his Templar count looking like right now? 1. Templar. Alright. His Templar have had great success so far. Both the one storm he got off on the Hydralisks, beautiful storm. Storms he's been getting off of the Mutalisks, much better than average. Like, better than you see versus in, like, in very high-level games. Like, even Koreans. They have trouble getting really good storms off on the Mutalisks. And Hall has been able to get them easily. I'm surprised he doesn't have more High Templar, but he still has an enormous army with 1-1. Compared to 0-1 on the Hydralisks.
Seems like PluS doesn't mind to go too high if he's just adding hatcheries a lot. Seems like he just want to mass Hydralis, Lynx, and Lurkers.
He's just now starting speed. I think he saw the Lynx running forward here and noticed he didn't have speed at the same time I did. Immediately came back and started it. Alright, working on his 2 armor upgrade. He does have 1-1 for the Lynx, and actually that one attack for the Lynx was started a long time ago.
I just have realized that. I was so confused that the Hydralis haven't had 2 upgrades since he was doing 2 upgrades pretty early. But yeah.
Alright. This is still an enormous army from Hollow. It's getting dangerously close to being maxed. And I mean, the only thing it's missing is the gas units. He doesn't have the High Templar Archons. But other than that, it's just so damn strong with the speed lots and the Dragoons. And yet he's throwing away a lot of units. Oh, wow. Throwing away like nearly a control group of units and only killing a Hydralisk. But now here comes the rest of his army. He's still going to be able to win this engagement without too much of an issue here. Losing one of his only 2 High Templar. There we go. A really nice storm. All of his storms are really good. He just doesn't have enough High Templar. And it looks like the pincer move from PluS. Will it be enough? It will be enough. Wow. Just a wave of Zerglings coming in at just the right moment after all the Zealots have died. Hollow getting a little bit too confident in his attack and forgetting that Zerglings are actually pretty good, even without the speed, even without super high upgrades, even without crack. We do have the Queen's Nest. Excuse me, we do have the Queen's Nest done, and we have the Hive on the way. He's actually getting a 3rd Evolution Chamber? I guess he's going to start getting his ranged attack upgrades. Which is a little bit interesting. Most times, if a player hasn't started it by this point, they just don't even bother.
Yeah.
Alright. Interesting. Hollow going with the Kid Canada / Desakwe school of PVZ. Gonna be getting out that Arbiter. I like Arbiters in this matchup. Especially when the Zerg's playing the way PluS is. And just going purely on defensive measures. The recalls can be so devastating. Because, just because as opposed to a Protoss base or a Terran base, the Zerg base is small. It has so much less health than the Terran or the Protoss base does. So it's easier to do a lot of damage quickly to it. Especially if your opponent doesn't pay attention for a split second. But he has a little bit more issues to worry about right now as PluS is just exploding. Absolutely exploding in economy. Hollow hasn't really remacroed from that army he had at one point, and he's mined out on 2 of his bases. He only has 1 mining base left compared to 5 from PluS.
Yeah, he did miss to expand a lot. PluS who had Mutalisk on the next expansion, which was nearest to Hollow, and yeah, he didn't manage to kill that and take the expansion, and right now doesn't look too good against this huge Hydra Lurker force, which is coming in here.
I don't think surviving is looking too good at this point.
No.
He does have the Observer, so we can at least see the Lurkers, but that's too many Lurkers. And, ooh, look at that train. Look at the train of the Speedlings coming in. The 1-2 Speedlings, the 1-2 Cracklings, excuse me. Getting some Cracklings in there. There was an Archon to do a lot of damage, but now that the Archon's gone, oh. Poor Dragoons, and PluS ties it up.